Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, according to your time zone. This is Physiology Abridged for undergraduate program. Today I would like to start or I would like to introduce the musculo-skeletal system. This will be the first system to be discussed of the 11th system of the body. So the musculo-skeletal system. This is a brief introduction, and we will discuss later on each chapter. So the musculo-skeletal system generally starts in the embryologic period of parent totally, but they will develop after birth as well. But many fascinating and secretly done phenomena takes place in the embryologic part. The first 8 weeks are the embryology period, and from that onwards to term, from 9 months to term is the fetal period. For instance, at about 4th to 5th weeks of gestation, the heart starts beating. So this beating of heart can be dictated using ultrasound. Ultrasound is a safe diagnostic tool to assess the condition of the health condition of the embryo and the fetuses. Nowadays, fetal surgery also possible in developed countries, for your surprise. Okay, so for instance, this picture, as you see it, the fetus is suckling his finger. So there are various mechanisms that are going to be in gestational lab. So the fetus is very reactive for internal and external stimuli. Even they can listen as well as they progress, as they develop to the fetal stage. So this is fascinating phenomena. To mention some, at the end of 20 weeks of gestational life, the fetus feels pain. Okay, it feels pain, because its neural structure has its tendency to detect that pain, so it feels pain and it reacts for that pain whenever it is stimulated. Okay, so what are the general functions of bone? To illustrate some, okay, and the major functions are illustrated or summarized here. The first one is support, as you know. Okay, it supports all the body structures. It is weight-bearing structure of our body. For your surprise, the body is composed of 206 different bone types. Okay, so anatomists will discuss that one, but as we are going to discussing physiology, we are not going to the detailed parts. But from the tiny bones of the middle ear to the longest bone, the femur, there are 266 bones of the body. And the next one is it gives protection to the body, as you know. For instance, if you take the skull bone, it protects the brain, and if you take the rib cage, it protects the heart. Okay, and it all structures and the heart and the lungs. Okay, and it also assists in movement, walking, jumping, swimming, etc., because of the proper adjustment of skeletal muscles. And these skeletons and skeletal muscles have their own connection. Okay, within their origin and insertion of muscles to the bones, they will assist movement. And there is also mineral homeostasis, because calcium is very important for this purpose. So there is storage and release of calcium. So by this mechanism, homeostasis of calcium and phosphate will be maintained. So it will involve in mineral homeostasis. And the other one is blood cell production. Okay, there are various bones that will produce red blood cells. This is normally occur in the red bone marrow, and its process is called hemopoiesis. So there is erythropoiesis production during childhood and during adulthood periods. This is a continuous production process. So the bone involves for this cell production, and it also serves for triglyceride storage. So the yellow bone marrow is involved for this purpose. So it has all these functions as a summary, but we will discuss the detail in its part, the skeletal system. This is ultrasound picture showing the fetus inside the in utero. So gynecologists or obstetricians use the circumference of the head and long bones of the fetus to measure the gestational age of the fetus, and if there is any abnormality in its development. Okay, there are various congenital anomalies that could be detected, like hydrocephalus and the like. So they will detect sonographically like this, and it is the best and the safe tool, diagnostic tool of radiology. Okay. So the other one is that we are going to, in the musculo-skeletal system, what we are going to see is the muscle physiology. Okay, muscles and nerves are excitable tissue. I have discussed this in the previous episode. You have to refer that one as well. So what are muscles? Muscles are tissues composed of elongated excitable cells specialized for contraction. So there are various muscles, and these muscles can be excited chemically, okay, by using it could be hormones, or it could be neurotransmitters like acetylcholine, and electrically, for instance in the heart, and it could be excited mechanically, okay, and they convert the chemical energy to mechanical energy, and they are also multinucleated. So they use the energy in adenosine triphosphate to generate force and do work, because they contain more proteins, okay, motor proteins for contractile and relaxation pattern. What are the types of muscles that we are going to discuss later? These include skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. This is the total types of muscles that that are found in our body. So what are properties of muscle? There are 4 properties of muscle. These are exhibited or known for each types of muscle. The first one is contractility. It is the ability of muscle to shorten with force. And the second one is excitability, as we discussed earlier, capacity of muscle to respond to a stimulus. Okay, and there is also extensibility. These are muscles can stretch to its normal resting length and beyond to a limited degree. And the fourth and the final one is elasticity. This is the ability of muscle to recoil to original resting length after stretched. So we will discuss later on the types of each types of muscle, the skeletal muscle, the smooth muscle, and the cardiac muscle in the preceding episode. Okay, thank you for your listening.